In my last video, I showed you the Soviet ZGK combination lock and how it operates, how it assembles. And I thought, if a person just had X-ray vision, it'd be a lot simpler to see and explain. So I thought, I've worked a little bit with acrylic. Why don't I make a clear copy of this lock? Well, if I would have known just how tough it was going to be to machine acrylic on the lathe and the mill, then I probably would have never started. And I should say more difficult, not tough. The material obviously is softer. However, it cracks, it shatters, it explodes. You have to learn the feed rates. You have to use different tooling, different methods. And of course, polishing to where it's not just a icky mess looking. Also, I had to learn a lot there. So anyway, I did make this clear acrylic version of the Soviet ZGK combination lock. So everything can be seen. It is a wheeled combination lock. There are 3 wheels and a drive cam, just like in a safe lock. However, instead of having lever and gate fence, it has ball bearings. There's an inner sleeve that's attached to the dial ring, an outer sleeve that has a slot milled in it right here, and these ball bearings sit above the wheels. As long as there's no gate there, the ball bearing protrudes above the inner sleeve, and that does not allow the inner sleeve to turn because of that slot. Now, when we come around, I want you to watch the ball bearing here for wheel number 3. When I come around to a gate there, which is on 9, that ball bearing drops back in. So it is now below the level of the inner sleeve. Then we'll come back on around past 9 twice. And we'll come to 6, and you'll see here wheel number 2, the ball bearing fall into the gate. And then we'll come back around past 6 to 4, or to 2, I'm sorry. And you'll see the wheel number 3 gate line up with the ball bearing. It's down inside there now. And then the drive cam itself, now it has false gates. And I'm not sure why the wheels don't also. I'm assuming it has something to do with manipulation. I have not tried to manipulate this lock yet. But when we come back around to 4, its ball bearing will drop into the gate. It's a little difficult for me because I'm standing up. I'm using a phone, so I have to be able to see because of all these reflections. So now that the ball bearings are all down in the gates, they're not protruding above the inner sleeve will turn. Now the inner sleeve, which is attached to the dial here, dial ring I should say, has a pin back here. There's a slot milled in the bolt. And that pin you can see coming around here is what moves the bolt in and out. Now there's also a spring here and a ball bearing. And there's a dimple up here that's a detent to let you know when you're back to the home position. Sorry, the dimple's over here. Because when you're back to the home position, then your ball bearings are in the slot. You can turn your dial, which takes the ball bearings out of the gates, and now, get away from that, they will not allow the inner sleeve to turn, and the lock is now locked.